Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum to all viewers. My name is Ishfaq Ahmed from the Department of Physics, Allama Iqbal, Open University, Islamabad. I am going to present all about of our project. Our project is about voice control based wheelchair navigation system. Our group is 8. Our two members, Raja Zulkarnain and Zainul Hassan, are also with me. And our project supervisor is Dr. Abdul Jalil. Firstly, I will discuss about the introduction of our project. This project is about an automatic wheelchair voice recognition. It can make easy for physical disabled persons who cannot control their movements of hands. It depends on motors for moving and voice recognition for command. The circuit comprises of microcontroller, IC05, voice recognition module and DC motors. The voice recognition module recognizes the command by the user and provides the corresponding code data stored in the memory to microcontroller. The basic commands are forward, backward, left, right, and stop. In this slide, we will discuss about the block diagram of our project. Now in block diagram, you can see that when a user gives a command by the mic, it goes to voice recognition module IC05. This module gives the signal microcontroller. Microcontroller is attached to the motor driver L298N, and this motor driver is attached to the motor of the wheels of wheelchair, and the wheelchair will be operated by the given command of users. This is the hardware diagram you can see. In next slide, the components that we use in the circuit and hardware are below. Firstly, microcontroller 889C51 40-pin feeble socket for controller, 0 PCB board, 7805 voltage regulator, relimate pin, crystal oscillator 12 MHz, switch, resistance 1 kilo ohm, L298 motor driver, Android cell phone as a mic. We will use Bluetooth module IC05 battery 12 volt connecting wires, soldering wires, DC motors 12 volt wheelchair. Microcontroller. A microcontroller is a small, low-cost and self-contained computer on a chip that can be used as an embedded system. It has 8 or 16-bit microprocessor. Now usually we use 8-bit microcontroller. It has little measure of RAM and programmable ROM and flash memory. It has parallel and serial I ports. It can create timers and signal generator. There are many types of microcontroller, but here we discuss about 8051 microcontroller. The block diagram of 8051 below here. There is 4 kilobyte RAM, 128 byte, 2 timers, 32 I ports, 1 serial port, 6 interrupt sources per port. Each port have 8 bit. 8051 pin configuration. In the microcontroller, There are 40 pins. In this pin 20 is grounded and pin 40 is VCC. Port 0 is from the pin 1 to 8. Pin 9 is reset pin. Pin 10 to pin 17 is port 3 and it is also a special port. Pin 18 and 19 are used for crystal. Commonly we use quartz crystal. Pin 18 and 19 are used for crystal as set for timer or a counter. It is also a special port. Pin 20 to 28 is port 2. Pin 31 is enable pin. And the 40 and last 30 to 39 is port 0. This is all about the pin configuration of 8051. And here we discuss about the Bluetooth module IC5 that we attached with our project. IC05 Bluetooth module is a Bluetooth device used for wireless communication with Bluetooth enabled devices like smartphone. Uh, it uses the 2.45 GHz frequency band. The transfer rate of the data can vary up to 1 megabytes per second and is in range of 10 meters. The HC05 module can be operated within 4 to 6 volts of power supply. Usually, it has 6 bit. One is used for enable, the second one is used for VCC, giving the voltage of 5 volt. Third one is attached with ground. 4 and 5 pins are used for transmitting data and receiving the data. In next, DC motor that we used in our project and attached with the wheelchairs. A direct current DC motor is a rotating electrical device that converts direct current of electrical energy into mechanical energy. An inductor coil inside the DC motor produces a magnetic field that creates rotatory motion as DC voltage is applied to its terminal. And next is motor driver L298N. What is L298N? So the L298N motor driver module is a high power motor driver module for driving DC and stepper motor. This module consists of a L298 motor driver IC and a 78M05 5-volt voltage regulator, and this 78M05 is attached with the capacitors you see. L298N module can control up to 4 DC motors or 2 DC motors with directional and speed controller. But here we attached 2 DC motors in our project with the help of motor driver L298N. In this, here is 4 outputs: output 1, output 2, output 3, output 4. One motor is attached with the output 1 and 2, and the other motor is attached with output 3 and 4. Zero PCB board. What is zero PCB board? Zero PCB board is basically a general purpose printed circuit board PCB, also known as dot PCB. It is a thin, rigid copper sheet with holes pre-drilled as standard intervals across a grid with 2.54 mm or 0.1 inch spacing between holes. And next is voltage regulator. Voltage regulator, the 7805 voltage regulator here we use in our project. And what is this? The 7805 voltage regulator IC is a commonly used voltage regulator that finds its application is most of the electronic projects. It provides a constant plus 5-volt output voltage for a variable input voltage supply. We will use this voltage regulator because our microcontroller 8051 can bear just 5 volt, approximately 5 volt voltage. So that's why we use voltage regulator 7805. uh, in the figure you can see that the middle terminal is grounded, and left terminal is input, and the right terminal is used for output. And next, descriptions. We use recognition module to control performance of microcontroller by microphone. Voice recognition module is trained by given 5 commands that we give. The 5 commands are converted into hex file. These hex file point 5 address locations of 8051 microcontroller. Then command is given the program in the corresponding and thereby controls the movement of the motor. This is the basic working principle of voice control wheelchair. Voice is given to the voice recognition module through address is executed as and chair moves accordingly. And next, this is the flow chart. In this, by voice recognition that he or she uh, use in the cell phone. Bluetooth module, yes, then the Google voice convert and it goes to microcontroller. Microcontroller command if the input is forward, both motors moves forward. If the user gives the command of backward, both motors backward. And similarly, the user gives the command left, the right move and left motor and left motor stop. And if the user gives the right, the left motor, right motor remains. This is the basic of wheelchair. And next, there is a assembly language program of wheelchair. Here, there are the basic general commands of right. TX and R Bluetooth module. TX is for transmitting, and RX is used for receiving the data. Similarly, this is also about the assembly language program that is continued. So we forward about the to the practice simulation of our project. You can see that microcontroller and motor driver L298, IC05 and 2 motors are the basic components of our project. A crystal is attached in the pin 18 and 19. Similarly, two capacitors are used with the crystal. Now we will see about the project demo.
बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। ये हमारी वॉइस कंट्रोल व्हील चेयर है जो ह्यूमन वॉइस से कंट्रोल होती है, और ये बेसिकली डिसेबल पर्सन के लिए है कि वो लोग जो ख़ुद से व्हील चेयर को नहीं चला सकते, ये बेसिकली उनके लिए है। इसमें हमने असम्बली लैंग्वेज के ज़रिए हमने इसको 4 कमांड दिए: फॉरवर्ड, बैकवर्ड, मूव, लेफ़्ट एंड राइट। तो जब हम अब इसके साथ ब्लूटूथ मॉड्यूल कनेक्ट है कि जब हम इसको वॉइस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के ज़रिए हम इसको अपनी कमांड देंगे फॉरवर्ड की तरफ, तो ब्लूटूथ मॉड्यूल उसको पिक करके माइक्रो कंट्रोलर की तरफ भेजेगा। ये जैसे मैं आपको दिखा देता हूँ कि किधर ब्लूटूथ मॉड्यूल कहाँ है माइक्रो कंट्रोलर। ये जैसे आप देख सकते हैं कि ये हमारे पास ये सर्किट, ये हमारे पास जो है, ये हमारे पास ब्लूटूथ मॉड्यूल है, ये हमारे पास माइक्रो कंट्रोलर है। तो जो हम जब फॉरवर्ड की कमांड देंगे, तो फॉरवर्ड की जब हम कमांड देंगे तो जो ब्लूटूथ मॉड्यूल है वो सिग्नल माइक्रो कंट्रोलर की तरफ देगा, और जो माइक्रो कंट्रोलर है वो आगे सिग्नल ट्रांसफ़र करेगा, और वो जो सिग्नल आगे ट्रांसफ़र करेगा वो L293DN जो हमारे पास मोटर ड्राइवर है, वो मोटर्स को वही कमांड देगा। मोटर, अगर हमने फॉरवर्ड की कमांड दी है तो मोटर आगे फॉरवर्ड की तरफ मूव करेंगी। अगर हमने बैकवर्ड की कमांड दी है तो जो मोटर्स हैं वो बैकवर्ड की तरफ मूव करेंगी। अगर हमने लेफ़्ट की कमांड दी है तो मोटर जो है वो लेफ़्ट की तरफ मूव करेंगी। इसी तरह जब हम राइट की कमांड देंगे तो मोटर जब राइट की तरफ मूव करेंगी। तो मैं आपको इसका बता देता हूँ, वर्किंग भी बता देता हूँ कि कैसे ये वर्क करती है। हम इसको कमांड दे के चेक भी कर सकते हैं। अभी पेश करें, पेश अभी नहीं। ये जैसे मैं इसको कमांड दूंगा फॉरवर्ड की, तो ये फॉरवर्ड की तरफ मूव करेगी। फॉरवर्ड, बैकवर्ड, लेफ़्ट, राइट,